Let's see, let's wait for confirmations to come from that side. But what we do know right now, again, given all the disclaimers, what we do know right now is that yes, a temple has been brought down in Jammu. That is something that we know. We also know that Sirsa air defenses were activated, and we did repel an attack which was very close to
Right,
Sirsa.
and when we spoke about the damages that we have sustained, Karthik, let's just also read out the tweet that has been posted by Omar Abdullah himself. He has written, let me just quote him here and read out that tweet. He has written that devastating news from Rajouri. We have lost a dedicated officer of the Jammu and Kashmir Administration Services. Just yesterday, he was accompanying the Deputy Chief Minister around the district and attend the online meeting I chaired. Today, the residence of the officer was hit by Pakistan shelling as they targeted Rajouri town, killing our additional district development commissioner, Shri Raj Kumar Thapa. I have no words to express my shock and sadness at this terrible loss of life. May his soul rest in peace, Karthik. So that's really, really devastating. And, when we enter a war-like situation, we were also expecting to hear some of the sad news on our part. That's really unbearable. That's really gut-wrenching. But this is the situation is such, you can't really say the cowardice attack that has been done by Pakistan, and they specifically choose the night time to attack the civilian areas. So that's really, really horrific.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is typical Pakistan for you, Sakshi. Pakistan wants to go after civilians. Pakistan wants to go after civil infrastructure. Pakistan is also trying to really escalate the war by going after military infrastructure. And that is something that India has, as a policy, as a doctrine, India has always stayed away from. India's singular focus has been to go after terrorists. The only reason why India launched Operation Sindoor was to neutralize the 9 terrorist bases operating in the soil of Pakistan or supported by Pakistan running in POK. And that is as part of Operation Sindoor Phase 1 that India went after. It was on Pakistan to de-escalate. But then what we are seeing over the last 3 days is typical Pakistan for you. The cowardice of Pakistan is at full display, and that is something which seems to be the DNA of the leadership in Pakistan, the military leadership in Pakistan, which continues to run the puppet democratic government in the country, which has absolutely no responsibility seemingly towards its own people, its own civilians, because God forbid if things were to escalate to a manner in which it becomes a full-blown war, what happens to Pakistan's own people who will be facing the unleashed wrath of the Indian Armed Forces?
Right, absolutely. Karthik, let's hold on because we've been joined by our guest this morning as well. We've been joined by Commandant Mountain Strike Corps, retired Lieutenant General Rajiv Chopra, as well as Defence and Strategic Expert, retired Major General G.G. Dwivedi. Thank you so much for joining us here on the broadcast. Major General Dwivedi, let me first come to you. What do you make of this cowardice attack that has been done by Pakistan? We also, sustained some of the losses, unfortunately, but we have successfully retaliated at the borders too.
First and foremost, Pakistan traditionally always goes on for civilian targets because it is not capable of hitting the military targets. And you can see from last 3 days that we have had a very robust air defense, and Pakistan has not been able to cause any kind of damage to us. On the other hand, we have been able to penetrate the Pakistan air defense, and we have hit 3 very important bases in Pakistan, namely Noor Khan, Murid and Rafiqe. So Pakistan always takes shelter of causing civilian casualty, fear of psychosis, and its own inability to take on the military targets. And point number 2 is, you see, it has escalated because India's aims are very limited, that we only went in for terrorist outfit or infrastructure in Pakistan, but Pakistan has chosen to escalate this into a what you can call is almost a mid-intensity war. So I can say that in next couple of days, Pakistan will continue to do so because its military leadership has a tradition. And I have fought with them in 1971 war on the LOC that they first act and think later because Pakistan has no strategy, it doesn't have any policy, and they have a very tactical, shallow thinking, and that's what is the culture and the Pakistan military. And my last point is we need to actually hit Pakistan military hard because these terrorists are only expendables. They don't mean anything. It is the Pakistan military, their trainers who nurture this menace, they have to be actually brought into the ring. And until they are hit hard, they will not actually take the message. So the point is, we need to deter Pakistan army. They have been having a field day with the ceasefire on the line of control. And I'm glad that Indian military leadership, political leadership is taking very I would say, calibrated and very effective actions. And you can see the result. I'm sure Pakistan military will feel the heat, and in time to come, I think they will have to mend the ways, or they will have to suffer a defeat. Over to you.
Well, let me bring you into this conversation, sir. Good morning, and thank you so much on a Saturday morning to join us on these breaking developments. I want to understand from you. We will come, of course, to to the point being made earlier about whether India should go on the offensive or not. But what I want to understand right now from you specifically, sir, is how critical is the Sirsa air defense as far as protecting the national capital region is concerned. We have news reports that Sirsa got activated in the wee hours of the morning today, and a thought possibly incoming towards Delhi has been thought. Talk to us about the relevance of Sirsa air defenses, sir.
Well, I think if you see the forward line of defenses on the western border, the Sirsa air defense has a very key role to play. It has very important air assets that are there on the ground, and therefore Pakistan rightly selected the target. And for one point, I wish to make that we saw a lot of intense activity of the drones in along the Pakistan, along the border in Punjab, because they were trying to pick out the targets, see where the vulnerabilities of Indian air defense is, and that's why they launched the Fateh 2 missile basically to cause intense damage. And mind you, this is a tactical missile, and it is a quite a potent, asset with Pakistan. So Sirsa airfield was selected because of its value, high value, and that's what the Pakistan, military or the leadership try to engage. And this sort of attacks, you will see both of these will come, especially on our border areas, because Pakistan does not have real capability to hit us deep. So the border defenses or the border airports, border installation will be the target for next couple of days for the Pakistani missiles and even the air activity. Over to you.
Rajiv Chopra, sir, if you can hear me, good morning. I want to bring you into this conversation, sir. I want to understand what is the Fateh 1 missile that we are reading about. Fateh 1 from Pakistan has been launched towards India. Can you tell us a little bit about the nature of this missile and what is the kind of damage that it can inflict potentially if it is not thwarted on its flight towards an Indian base?
Jai Hind, before I come to the Fateh missile, I want to give my assessment of the situation, what is happening in
Please
the
go
last
ahead, sir.
48 hours.
Tell us. Sure.
Yeah, what Pakistan is doing is, if you see the analysis of the targets, is the military installations, the air bases, the civilian areas, and also the forward troops, that is along the LC and IB, small arms fire and artillery shelling. What it wants, before it wants to de-escalate, it wants something to happen big, so that they can tell their Awam and the international community that they have taken revenge.